Well, hello and good morning. This is Robert Meade, your imagination coach. And welcome to my channel, The Power of Robert Meade, the power of Imagination. So where am I? I am in the Philippines. I'm on a lovely beach at the moment. I'm on the island of Siquijor, which is about an hour and a half ferry ride just off of Dumaguete in the Philippines. You could consider this perhaps central Philippines of the 7,000 islands. And I wanted to kind of just give an overview of the purpose of this channel and what's unfolded for me in my life thus far. This beach is really cool. There's all kinds of driftwood. This is a little beach in Siquijor, just below my hotel. The MLB apartments, they're called. Look how clear and lovely this water is. Wow. I'll likely be out here snorkeling soon. So, this is kind of how things unfolded for me. Back in 2019, I was already contemplating early retirement. And what has turned out to be a semi-retirement, because I am actively working with clients in 45 countries as a life coach, more specifically an imagination coach. So what does an imagination coach do? Well, imagination coach helps you understand and learn how you can design the life you would like to have, imagine it true, dwell therein, and see it unfold. That's putting it rather simply. I know there's a breeze, so I apologize for any sound challenges here. And so in March of 2020, I was actually laid off from a corporate job, and I decided to go ahead and just let it go. And I began to see my plans unfold. My goal was always to end up in Southeast Asia, but as you know, it was time to lock down and wear a mask and stay home. And I did not do that. I moved to Mexico. Mexico never closed, so I lived in beautiful Playa del Carmen during the worst of COVID for 9 months. And the entire time, while enjoying it and doing over 100 scuba dives and becoming a master diver with one of the local divers there in Playa del Carmen. Wow, check this out. Very cool. Anyhow, so I had an amazing life in Playa del Carmen, but my ultimate goal, again, I apologize for my morning voice, it's about 7 a.m. My ultimate goal was always to live in Southeast Asia. But everything was locked down, and travel was next to impossible at that time, if you remember. But Mexico was open, so I lived in Mexico for 9 months, and then visiting my daughter, coming back to the States and visiting my daughter in Southern California, and discussing where I might move, she suggested Bali. Long story, but I lived in Indonesia 40 years ago, and I already had become fairly fluent in the Indonesian language, although I hadn't used it for decades. And so I said, you know what, I love Indonesia, that sounds great. Long story short, I found the right visa agent, e-Visa Bali, they're amazing, by the way. And I was able to get my visa, a business visa they called it, and moved to Bali, Indonesia, complete with the several days of quarantine, COVID quarantine in Jakarta, Indonesia, and then moving to the next island over Bali, which was my goal at that time. I lived in Bali for 2 years. It was absolutely amazing. More on that later. And then after visiting my country, United States, a few months ago, for 2.5 months, I had already planned to move next to the Philippines. Here I am. Right now I'm on the island of Siquijor. Siquijor is off the coast of Dumaguete, off of Negros Oriental Island. and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm in the midst of my visiting my 4th island, and in a few days I'll be in the Bohol, another gorgeous area, Philippines. So how did it all happen? It starts with your imagination. Using the power of your imagination and imagining, really designing in your mind's eye, even putting it down on paper, the life that you would like to have. What changes would you like to make? If you could have the life that you'd like to have, and it may not be this one, it's all an individual choice, isn't it? For you, it may be simply a better job, a better relationship, an improved relationship. It could be something going on with your children, your family. It could be your health, it could be fitness. It could be a number of things. Whatever you want it to be, that's the point. Is what would you like your life to look like? How would it feel? How would it be if it were true? Now there's a whole process with it which I will give you as we go along, but that's putting it rather simply, because keeping it simple is important also. You imagine, and then over a period of time you come to believe that you can have that life. You imagine it as already yours. And then it unfolds and becomes your life. I've been creating my dream life now for 3 years. Playa del Carmen in Indonesia, and now the Philippines. So I invite you to continue with me on my journey. I'll be giving you more along the way of where I am and the process of developing the life that you would like to have, regardless of what part of the world you are currently. Perhaps it's just developing a better life right where you are. And so how do we do that? What are the processes, Robert? Well, I will be giving you that. It's absolutely beautiful here. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to keep it short. And this is my new YouTube channel, Robert Meade, The Power of Imagination. I look forward to talking with you more. Please, I'll invite you to subscribe and comment. You're free to comment, ask a question, and I will see you in the comment section. The sun is super bright now. It's absolutely gorgeous. So there you have it. There's a brief overview. You might have questions, but just know this. You can have the life that you desire. Design it, imagine it true, and see it happen. I look forward to spending more time with you. In the meanwhile, I'm going to be riding my scooter around this little island. They say it takes about 2 hours to drive around it on a motor scooter, so I'm getting ready to do that. A lot of sightseeing and beaches along the way. Take care. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching.